All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video just going into the mentality and the mindset, man, of these Israelites that they've got such a problem. And I'm not even I don't even want to call them Israelites, in this video, but they are. But I'm on about like these so-called black Christians, man, that they've got such a grievance with us calling ourselves Israelites, right? And they're coming up against the doctrine in every kind of way possible, even worse than Esau. They're banging into Israelite brothers on the street, bumping into their shoulder, trying to bully men that are like they're damn near half their age, right? Banging into them and that, ranting and raving, talking to the ground with big speakers on their back, coming up to the Israelites, calling them a cult, right? After another Israelites cut a Edomite with the scriptures, they're coming up and dapping him up and saying, "Yo, they don't speak for all black people," as if you do yourself, as if you speak for all of you people either. You know what I mean? To try and make Esau feel comfortable. And I want to just talk in this lesson about the reasons why I personally believe that they do that, man. And I'm going to use the scriptures to explain why I think this. This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 3. For the times past of our lives may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lusts, excess of wine, revellings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. So in the times past, there was no such thing as Israelite men existing, right? This Israelite doctrine where it exists as it does now, right, has only really been going as strong as it is now. I would say, well, maybe like half a century as it is now, right? To where people are bunning out Esau to his face and telling him what his future is going to be like, man, and telling him that he's going to be in captivity. That's a fairly new thing. You know what I mean? That's not even been going, like, people try and come up with their timelines or whatever they want to say, right? These heathens want to try and think they can tell us what timeline it is. But really, it's like maybe half a century plus, 50 plus years of where it's been going on, like how it is with this way anyway, with this particular doctrine, man. So then there's starting to become a so-called black man, Latino man, and Native American man that's completely different to the ones that are in the world, where they don't want to bow down to Esau no more, right? They ain't just kissing Esau's ass. They ain't looking at him and believing that he's who he said he is. When they see Esau, they don't believe that he's a so-called white man. They think that's an Edomite right there. And when they see Esau's skin color, they don't believe him when he say that he's white. When he says that he's white, they believe that his skin is exactly the truth, which is red. Right? We don't believe that this guy is supposed to rule on the earth. But then you've got these Israelites that don't believe our doctrine that we believe. So when they see we believe something different, they start looking at what they think and they're like, well, I'm not going to allow him to make me feel bad about what I think's going on. So I'm going to try and change his mind to believe what I believe. Because then it starts making them feel guilty for how much of a coon they're being. You know what I mean? That's one reason. And it's no different than what happens in the celebrity lifestyle industry and all that, the music industry, the movie industry, certain sports and all that, where you've got one artist that started off in their career and they sold their soul, gave it up for Esau every single kind of way, north, south, east, and west, right? And then now whenever a new musician or a new person, whatever category of being famous they're in, tries to come through, they now are going to make every single other person that came through in that industry have to do what they did exactly, or something even worse. Because if they cannot get them to do those things, right, then that would be a confirmation in their mind that, man, I actually could have become famous without doing this stuff. And it's going to make them feel guilty forever that they could have actually became famous and they could have said no when I was given that dodgy under the table deal. Just like how these sellout Israelites, right? They don't want to understand that, man, we don't have to bow down to Esau. They want to believe, man, we do have to bow. In order for us to have anything in this world, we have to bow. But whenever they see an Israelite, that's confirmation in their mind that, man, maybe I didn't have to bow, and it disgusts them in their own mind, man. Because they're thinking, why ain't he acting in the same excess of riot as me? So then instead of being like, man, maybe there's a better way, they're like, nah, he's something wrong with him, and they speak evil. That's what they're doing. Now, there's also the other side of it. And again, this is my opinion, man, based on what I can read in the scriptures. There's also the other side of it, that these people are really scared of Esau, right? And they know that Esau is exactly the thing that we say he is, right? They know that he is the devil that the Bible speaks of. They know that he is violent. They know that he is a murderer. He does all the things that we say he does under the sun. He's a hypocrite. He's a liar. He poisons the air. He does all these things, man. He poisons the food. He does a whole bunch of stuff that we don't even know about. And they know that he's exactly all of these things. So when they hear us talking about him in a bad way, they're like, man, don't stir him up, because if he starts getting angry, you know how he gets. He's gonna hurt us again. And they just don't want to be hurt by Esau. But I've got news for all you people out there that you're thinking you're gonna be able to pacify Esau and make him not hurt you. He's always gonna hurt you. There's never gonna be a time when your African American self is living on the earth, your black British, black Jamaican self, your black African American self, your Caribbean self, and all that, right? Your African American self, you fake Dominican Republic, thinking that you're special and that you're, oh, I'm not black, I'm Dominican Republic. Yeah, okay. Is that what Esau thinks? Oh, I'm not black, I'm Puerto Rican. Oh, really? Okay, all right. Keep telling yourself that, mate. Esau views you as an N-word, all of y'all. Yeah? And all you Latinos, you Mexicans, that your skin tone's just a little bit more pale. And you think that you're blending in and you're Caucasian. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, you ain't, man. They don't believe that. They'll say that to you if it's a negative, if it's a thing where they can be talking about your fellow Israelite brothers, the Negroes, in a negative way. They'll be like, oh, you're not even related to them people in any way. You're a mixture of our people. But when it's a choice between one of them so-called white people and a Latino, you know exactly who they're choosing. They'll choose you over us if they can give favor to somebody, but they ain't gonna choose you over their own people and treat you like, oh, that's just a problem between two of our people. So let's treat it fairly. They ain't gonna do that. And that's why all this border talk is about getting your ass out of the country. A country that's really yours, by the way. But what we're coming to realize about a lot of Latinos is that they're really a bit cooning, aren't they? You know what I mean? But y'all wouldn't think that you are. But you are, though. Psalm chapter 17 and verse 13, arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And all you Jakes out there, you already know that the so-called white man is a sword. All you thugs, you think you just, you got a gold teeth and you think you're just bad. You're walking down the street, you see another Israelite, you want to walk all close by them, thinking that you're intimidating them, when really, a lot of you guys that you think that you're bad and that, and you walk around thinking that you're on all this street stuff, a lot of you cannot even fight, man. Right? A lot of you cannot even really, if you was unarmed, yeah, and had to really defend yourself, a lot of you could not do it, man. First off, your trousers are hanging down too low, fam. You know what I mean? First off, if your waist, yeah, is a 34-inch waist, you shouldn't be wearing waist 38 trousers. You understand? You should be wearing waist 34, mate. You know what I mean? Your trousers shouldn't just fall right down without having a belt. So and I'm saying this as a person that used to do that stupidness, man. Some of the trousers waist size that I used to buy in the past when I was a teenager, right? I couldn't even fit into those now. And I weigh a couple of stones, a good amount of stones heavier than I used to be when I was them ages, man. And I couldn't even fit into some of them jeans without a belt now. So I had no business buying them jeans back then, man. Jeans falling down all over the place, man. What the hell? That's stupid, man. And for all you street fog type of guys and that, fix up, man. Don't start thinking you're bad whenever you see your own people. But then when you see the so-called white man, you're moving shook out here. Your whole voice change. Good morning, Ian. How are? And then when you see your own people, you're growling, teeth gritting and all that. You demons, man. Fix up, man. Is that all you want to be in life? a little waste man that can only intimidate your own people. But then when you see your real enemy, you turn into a little kitten out here. But when you see your actual own people that you're supposed to have a brotherhood with, now you want to try and become some grizzly bear growling all over the place, trying to intimidate people and that. Fix up, man. You damn demons. And the example that I'm thinking of now that's making me get annoyed is when you had that demon polite, man. And he tried to get gang members to try and come after men that read the Bible based on something that he was trying to accuse them of that he has now actually did himself. So he lied about saying that they do these things, but he actually was that. Isn't it ridiculous how this world works? It's ridiculous. But back onto you, all of these Jakes that they don't want to accept that we're the Israelites, man, and they're trying to fight so hard to please Esau. There's two main reasons why they do it, man. It makes them have to look at themselves and all the cooning that they've been doing in their life, where they've sold out. They might have gave it up some dodgy way, just on a normal, like not in no job where they're going to become famous or become a millionaire, just on some normal job where they will get like maybe just maybe 20-30% higher than the average salary of whatever country that they live in, and they sold out for that. You know what I mean? Sold other fellow Israelites down the drain, snitched on them. You know what I mean? Oh, he's having breaks way longer than he's supposed to have to try and, you know what I mean? To try and prove a point. I'm not like the rest of them. I'm special. You know what I mean? You Jakes are clowns, man. Like if you're living in a certain areas as well, even where there's hardly any Jakes, when another Israelite sees another Jake around them kind of areas, or where another Jake sees another Jake in a company or something like that, where there's not that many, it's like they want to be the only one. Or I want to be Esau's pet, and if you're here, that's gonna ruin me from being Esau's pet. So I've got to get rid of you. I mean, Jake's a simple-minded as hell, man. Just lost. So that's one reason they want to try and make Esau feel comfortable, man. They want and they want to. They don't want to have to think about the wickedness that Dave did to get in their position. And every single time they see that Israelites are standing up, it makes them regret that what they did. Like, oh man, so you're telling me I could have not bowed, or you're telling me I didn't have to bow to this guy? Nah, I don't want to accept that. Now I'm gonna have to try and get rid of you. Like that guy, man, that had the microphone on his back recently, and he was talking about repent or perish, repent or perish. He was actually, and he had his wife there. He was actually saying on the camera, y'all gotta go. He was saying that. He was like, man, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go. Right? And if he could have, if he had the numbers, a guy like that would want to get violent, man. Because he had no business even walking into that man. He had plenty of space. He had meters worth of space to go right around him. The man was walking. He was walking. The man stopped. He carried on walking, even though he could see that the man's right in his path and could have walked around him, man. Let's get this scripture. A lot of these Israelites, man, we're really starting to realize that all the stories that we read about in the Israelites, even in terms of the things like the Maccabees, man, when you're hearing about these Israelites that they sold their own fellow brother, their actual own blood brother, and their own actual spiritual brothers, they sold them under the bus to make gyms and to follow after the Greekish fashion. You think they won't do it again? Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that you have but a short time. So for all you Israelites that you're trying to think you can try and pacify Esau so that he don't come after you in this kind of way with great wrath, mate, he's gonna do it anyway. He's gonna do it anyway. He's gonna poison you. He's gonna poison the well. He's gonna do everything he can to try and get rid of you. Now, granted, he'll try and get rid of the Israelites. He's gonna try and get rid of the Israelites that know what's up first. But you're still Israelites, whether you believe it or not, anyway. And he doesn't want any Israelite to have any position of power in general. Don't you understand that, dummies? And when you read the story of the Maccabees, right? When you read the story of the Maccabees, right? Certain of these Israelites that sold other Israelites down the drain. The reason why they was doing it, let me see if I can remember where that is, man. Let me see if I got it highlighted. It goes into the reason why they was doing it. because they thought that they could undermine Esau and try and take over his kingdom by infiltrating it, man. And that's what a lot of you Jake's thinking that you're gonna do. Let me see if I can find that, man. I want to find that scripture. Let me see. They thought that they could try and sneakily get the kingdom by like trying to befriend Esau and then undermine his thing and become like the rulers of it, man. Let me see if it's lucky if I can't find that, man. But I've said it anyway, and if you read the story, you will get that understanding that that's what actually took place. They're hoping that they can try and get in Esau's kingdom and then try and like sneakily overtake it, man. That's what a lot of these sellout Israelites are doing in the hopes that they can do that. So lucky, man. My memory's not good enough to remember that one right there. I ain't read that one for ages. But I remember seeing it in there though. And Lord will, maybe if I turn off this lesson, I'll try and find the scripture that I'm talking about and put it in the description box, man. Or in the comment section or something. I'm gonna still try and find that, you know. That's gonna annoy me if I don't find that one. Let me try again. Let me search that snake ass Israelite's name, and Menelaus, that demon. Is that how you spell it? Let me type Mena. How do you spell that, man? Menelaus. See, I ain't even spelling it right, man. 1 second. I'm gonna try and find that guy's name, man, in here, and then see if I can try and find it, man, because that's a good point to bring out, man. That Israelite was a demon, Menelaus. He was a real demon, man. That was a real demonic Israelite, man. And a lot of these Israelites now that don't want to believe that they're Israelites, they've got the similar spirit on them, man, of just throwing their own Israelite brother under the bus. Like, I don't think that it would be in me to be like that, man. That's a weak ass, man. How could you even sleep at night being like that, you damn demons, man? And even Judas Iscariot had more honor than you, Jakes, man. Because when he sold out Yahweh Shai, he couldn't bear the shame no more and took himself out. But some of you too, man, some of y'all are doing dodgy things behind the scenes, right? Like that Jake that had, like, if that certain Kangol wearer feels brave to be in front of your face and talk about, yeah, we should do a skit called Slavery in the USA, bro. Like, he should be, you should be wondering why he's comfortable to even talk to you like that. Why is this guy comfortable to try and speak to me about one of the worst atrocities that happened to my people and try and make a skit? Why is he comfortable to try and talk to me like that? Why is he comfortable to try and speak to me about such a thing? You should be wondering why. What is it about you that makes him feel like, yeah, I can talk about that with him? Nothing ain't gonna happen. He should be scared. You know what I mean? If you start getting too comfortable around heathens, they will start talking to you about stuff like that and not being scared. Yeah, you gotta check yourself and be like, you know what? I've made this demon too comfortable. I need to not talk to this fool anymore. I need to keep this demon at arm's reach, man. Because the moment you start getting too friendly around these heathens anyway, that's when they start trying to think they can try and screw you over, man. And I've experienced it. I know what I'm talking about in that regard. They're demons, man. Fuck the heathen. When you're in the world, you think that they're okay and that you try and think that, oh yeah, you can have a multitude of friends from all different nations, but these people really ain't shit, man. Fuck them. Straight up. When you're in the world and you have to deal with them on jobs and all these kind of things, fair enough. But really, these people ain't shit, man. That's my opinion anyway. And that's why they're gonna be our slaves, man. Straight up. We're gonna own them. We're gonna. And they ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it neither. And if they've got a problem with that, well, did you have a problem with you owning us? Or do you make movies about it and make profit about it still now? And laugh about it? You're not ashamed of doing it. You're not really ashamed, man. Their main thing is we just don't. There we go. There's his name of that demon, man. Menelaus, man. This demon. Okay, that's how you spell Mene Laus. Let me search this guy's name. That's a real demon Israelite, man. Let me see if I spelled it correctly, man. I still didn't. I did spell it correctly. Didn't I? Okay, it's in Second Maccabees though. 1 second, man. It's a lock here. Let me go here. And then if I go here. See, why does it keep trying to make me search it in Second Maccabees for? Right, I believe this was the Israelite that tried to do it, man. This Israelite was a real demon, man. I want to try and find in the scripture where it says that he was ultimately trying to see if he could try and take the kingdom away to try and sneakily get his own portion, man. Let me see if I got it right, man. Second Maccabees chapter 13 and verse 3. Menelaus also joined himself with them, and with great dissimulation encouraged Antiochus, not for the safeguard of the country, but because he thought to have been made governor. So he was secretly trying to do his own thing. Maybe I didn't say it 100% correct, and I apologize, Salakia, but he was seeking to try and raise himself up, man. And that's what a lot of these jakes are doing. They're trying to throw all of us under the bus, just so that they can get a better salary. You know what I mean? Like, even when sometimes I see some of these jakes and they might have a fairly so-called decent job for Esau and that, and the amount of pride that you can see dripping off them, it's actually disgusting. Because if they actually understood what the world's supposed to be, you're not supposed to be just slaving away, building up Esau society. You're supposed to actually be ruling over him. You're not supposed to be having no alarm clock to make you have to work and do all of these things. You're not supposed to. We ain't going to be doing that in the kingdom. We're not going to be doing that. If that was what it's supposed to be, then in the kingdom, yeah, we'd just be having jobs and going to work. You know what I mean? But now we're just, you know what I mean? Nah, it's not going to be that. We ain't going to be doing stuff like that, man. Let me see if I can find any more things that this demon did, man. This Israelite was a real disgusting specimen, man. I think that I'm really thinking that there's something about this story that I didn't properly bring out, man. About this particular individual Israelite, man. He was a real demon, man. And there's a lot of Israelites right now that are exactly the same as that. They'll be prepared to try and throw their own Israelites under the bus, right? For some money. You know what I mean? They're prepared to allow Esau to lie and say that we believe in things and that we're living some kind of criminal way, and actually, no, we're not. Like all these Israelites, they're prepared to go on that stupid scoffers, that number one scoffer of all Israelites, man. They're prepared to go on his podcast and that, on his show, and they sit down and they're talking about this and they're talking about that. And then just watching him just tell them that basically you could never be an Israelite. Like, that's all he does. And then these so-called black people that are around him, they're actually allowing him to say that in front of their face. And just laugh at the past that there's any idea or any chance that you could be anything special on this earth. But they don't believe they're black, they believe they're Israelites. Yeah, and they are Israelites. That's what some of you people should be saying. You shouldn't be letting this guy be able to stand around you and laugh at the possibility of you thinking that you're something special. What the hell is wrong with you? And you got no honor or no decency, man. Fix up, star. The hell is wrong with you? Let me read some more about this guy, man. Second Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 50. And so through the covetousness of them that were of power, Menelaus remained still in authority, increasing in malice, and being a great traitor to the citizens. He was just throwing all Israelites under the bus because he wanted to be governor. Because, he wanted his own position. So he was like, man, I'm going to throw all y'all under the bus. Because he was thinking about his career. Yeah. He was thinking about what he wants to do, get moving and shaking, man. So he threw all of our people under the bus, man. Threw us all on. Let me read this. It's got this demon's name in. Second Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 23. 3 years afterward, Jason sent Menelaus, the aforesaid Simon's brother, to bear the money unto the king and to put him in mind of certain necessary matters. But he, being brought to the presence of the king, when he had magnified him for the glorious appearance of his power, got the priesthood to himself, offering more than Jason by 300 talents of silver. So he basically gave a bigger amount of money so that he could become the high priest, man. Damn demon. He was so covetous after a certain title, man, rather than thinking about the nation in general. When the only title that we as Israelites should be focusing on having right now anyway is being of the elect. Right? It's to be of the elect. It's not to be, oh, we got the best Israelite organization on earth. What's that worth? When it's going to be Yahweh Shai's kingdom anyway, not ours. We're hoping to be a part of Yahweh Shai's kingdom. We ain't hoping for Yahweh Shai to be a part of our kingdom. But a character like this Menelaus guy, man, he didn't give a damn about none of that. He was throwing all kind of Israelites under the bus, doing everything under the sun, so that he could get a portion, man. He was all about his portion, man. Let's read this bit. Let's read some more about what he was doing. Second Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 32. Now Menelaus, supposing that he had gotten a convenient time, stole certain vessels of gold out of the temple and gave some of them to Adronicus, and some he sold in Tyrus and certain cities round about. So he was stealing from our nation and all kind of stuff, man. This guy was a real, like, when you read about this guy Menelaus in the scriptures in the book of Maccabees, man, he was a real demon Israelite, man. He was a real piece of work, man. Menelaus, a real, like, despicable Israelite, man. And here's the thing, he will be in the kingdom. He's gonna be in there. Judas Iscariot did even worse than this because he betrayed Yahweh Shai directly when he saw all the glory of Yahweh Shai. And he's gonna be in there. And so is this guy gonna be in there too. He's gonna be in there as well, man. I'm gonna end the video there, man. I just wanted to do a quick video on how a lot of these Israelites, that they're nervous about this doctrine because they know that Esau is exactly what we're saying he is, but they're scared that it's gonna affect their life. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, how is it gonna affect us if this guy really, if they keep talking about him, it's gonna affect our life. He might fire me on my job. He might fire me, or I might be walking down the street and they might beat me up. They might hurt me. I've been wanting to try and get this new that. So they might do this to me. They know that Esau's exactly what we're saying he is. Or they're thinking, man, I sold out and I did all of these things. And now they're making remember all the wickedness that I did. I don't like that feeling. So I've got to try and make them not teach about this no more. And it's not going to work, man. Luke chapter 21 and verse 16. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends. And some of you shall they cause be put to death. And you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. They're going to hate you, us Israelites, because we don't want to bow. We don't want to bow to Esau. We don't want to bow to his image. We don't want to bow to none of it, man. But they've already bowed. And that's one of the things that the reason why they don't like the Israelite doctrine, even though it's speaking about salvation for themselves. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 8. And all that dwell on the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. And some of those people in there are the children of Israel that are not of the elect. Right? Some of the people that are going to be in these people of all that's going to worship him. It's not literally all people. It's everyone, apart from those that's names not written in the book of the life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world, which is ultimately the elect of the nation of Israel. Everyone else is going to bow. They're going to worship the image. They're going to believe in the way that Esau's talking about how he's supposed to live on earth. Yeah, women can just say, oh, I want to do 101 men in a day. And then cry afterwards. And then people make excuses for that, a woman of that nature. And then after you've done making excuses and blame the men, the woman goes on to say, actually, I want to do 1,001. A woman like that, right, needs a chastity belt, yeah, a chastity mask, and some chastity gloves, mate. They need a chastity everything. I need a chastity body armor, man. But then if it was an Israelite woman doing it, they wouldn't be making no excuses and saying and blaming the men. The world don't, and that's why it's so funny that you Israelite women are coming up against us all the time, because this world don't like you. They only pacify you and allow you to do all this madness because they know that you're gonna try and do it to try and do all your stupidness to us. The moment you try and do it to anyone else, you already know what happens. You've only been given power to destroy your own people of your own nation. The other women you've been given power to destroy. Your children that grow in your womb, you've been given power to destroy. Your children after they've came out of your womb and you've gave birth to them, you've been given power to destroy. And you've been given power to destroy the men of your own nation. You haven't been given power to try and do nothing to nobody else. Because the moment you try it with anybody else, or you try it with any of the heathen, or if you try and go into a weave shop and try and act a fool in the weave shop and that, try and think you can steal, one of them Ishmaelites or them Elamites locks the door and start punching you up, man, softening up the ribs. And then who do you go to crying to? Whenever that goes down, you try and go and cry back to the same men of the nation that you think ain't nothing. The Israelite woman's already declared herself as your enemy, man. She's said it. When that voting, when that November, when the recent election in America was going around, she was telling you what she thinks about you. The Israelite woman does not like us, right? And just because your woman, as an Israelite man, your woman likes you, that don't mean that they like us. Your woman likes you, yeah? Your Israelite woman likes you. But the majority of them, especially Eve, they don't like the Israelite man. They hate his guts. They really do. And they're some of the main scoffers against this doctrine, by the way. They're some of the main ones, man. Like that Rasta woman and that was all up in the apostles' face way back, that old video. That Rasta woman and that. Eve's one of the main scoffers, man. She's the main one that hates this because she doesn't want the Israelite man to be anything apart from something that she can try and bully with the help of Esau. Yeah? Her and Esau have got a dodgy, unwritten contract of screwing the Israelite man over, man. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And all these jakes that are against the Israelites, they're going to be bowing down to Esau and they're going to be taking this. And they're going to be some of the main ones that might try and bait us up for not wanting to take it. You know what I mean? Because once they bow down and they've took that, they've already sealed their fate and their destiny and their memorial every single time we think on the day of our salvation, man. They're going to have sealed it in their mind, man. I'm going to have no honor for when that day comes around every single year. I'm not going to have no honor, and I'm going to be crying about that day every single year that comes around. Every single time that time comes around, I'm going to remember I was a sellout in that time. I didn't believe in Yahweh in that time, and I took the Quran. That's what they're going to think. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be of one of those number, man. That's disgusting, to tell you the truth. That's a disgusting memorial to leave behind, man. Let me end the lesson there. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.